All right, so we are back at it. Let's keep rocking and rolling today. And the first item I wanted to show you today was your public profile URL. So let me highlight that for you very quickly. It's kind of hidden on your actual profile here, but you can see it there. And then more importantly at the top, you can see it here. This is the public website address you can give people or that they can type in to find you on LinkedIn. So you can see where it says linkedin.com/in/hire John Nemo. That's a lot different than, you know, ABJF6924- whatever, right? So you have an ability, and let me clear out my drawing tool here. You have an ability with your public profile to change that. So you just click that little gear wheel right there, and that's going to take you to this page, which looks familiar again. And you can see right here at the very top, you can edit your public profile URL very simply. You just click the little pen, and let me get that ready. I just click that, and then I can put in whatever I want here. So what I would suggest you type in is either your name, right, if it's just John Nemo, or if you run a certain type of company, or what you want to be known for, you know, freelance writer, whatever it is, something that's very specific. Your name is always best because you can say, yeah, if you want to look me up on LinkedIn, it's linkedin.com/in/John Nemo or whatever, right? And so I think in this case, somebody else had already put in John Nemo, and so that's why I have Hire John Nemo. But, you know, same thing. You can just put hire in front of your name if you want people to hire you as a consultant, a coach, whatever it might be. Most importantly, above all else, make this simple. Something simple that you can remember, something simple that you can tell others so they can remember, or that you can paste into an email, and it's a simple short thing. The key is really using your name and just a simple phrase in there, and that's just a quick little tip to really help your public profile URL stand out. So now I want to highlight a couple other areas here at the top of your profile before we move on too far. And again, obviously you've got the current and past employer areas right there. You can see I've highlighted. That basically just will be reflected. These will be reflected by what you've got listed as your current job. So you can see, right, I've got this listed among my dates, you know, time period 2013 to present. I currently work here. So depending on how you set up your profile, if you mark, you know, you change the dates here and say, oh, I currently work here, then it's going to change. So it just depends on how you want to do it. You can see if I check I currently work here, then it's going to move it back up here into my current professional, you know, employment or whatever you want to call it, my current job. And then you'll see the previous ones are listed here. Education, obviously, you know, this section you can add in any college you went to, anything like that is helpful. And that's all going to just show up here on the top, automatically populates. And one final area I want to show before we leave this top box is your contact info. This is a nice, sneaky little area to do some great branding, some great lead generation for you, and it's easy. So let's dive into that. Let me show you what we can do. So when you're in the edit mode, you just click contact info. You can see here it's going to, you know, allow me to put in my personal email, phone number, address if I want all that. I can add in my Twitter, WeChat. Here's what I want to focus on, though, is this list where the websites are. Notice, you know, the default with LinkedIn typically is it'll just say something like this: personal website, company website, blog, feed. So let's pretend it just says, you know, company website. And then you would put in your website. You know, LinkedIn is just telling you to do that. But if you look at it now, look at this area and see, what's more appealing to me as a prospect? Is it the phrase company website, or is it free LinkedIn marketing tips? Right? So it's very easy to customize that, and I'm going to show you how to do that really quickly right now. So again, we go back into the editing area. We change it from company website or blog or whatever it's on to choose, to other. And then we're able to put in some keywords or kind of like a mini headline where you can really drive people to a website, to a blog, to a landing page, to a webinar. So I could say here, you know, free, let's say free LinkedIn webinar, right? And then I can change this to join because that's the URL for that. And then I can say, you know, this one says free marketing tips. This one is free book. Okay, and then when I save it, you can see now it says free LinkedIn webinar. And let's see what happens when a prospect or a connection looks at that. So maybe somebody comes and they click contact info and it drops down and they can see, oh, okay, here's how to email John. Here's his Twitter handle. Oh, what's this? Free LinkedIn webinar. and it takes them over to my page, my landing page for a LinkedIn webinar, right? How slick is that? How awesome is that? I love it. Same thing. They can come down and go, oh yeah, I want free LinkedIn marketing tips. So what's that? And again, it takes them to my main website. So for you, I want you to take advantage of this. This is basically a free way to create some curiosity, create some interest, and more importantly, to drive traffic to key landing pages online that you want people to go to. So moving through your profile, you'll see LinkedIn is always going to be offering you different things. Hey, can you add a language? Can you add volunteer opportunities or organizations awards? These are all fine to add. It's not going to hurt you at all. Again, I want to focus much more on the key elements that are going to get you business. So if it relates to your industry, if you have an honor and award that's going to really stand out to your clients and customers, then add that stuff. Volunteering is good to add just because it humanizes you. It builds empathy. It's something for people to bond with you around. Things like that. Patents, if you're in that type of industry, maybe that's important. Causes you care about, again, for personal connection. Just think about it always in terms of how is this going to help me get more clients? Right? What's the point of sharing this? If it's sharing it just to brag about yourself, that's not really going to be helpful. But if it's sharing it to build likability and trust with clients, great. Share that you volunteer for Big Brothers Big Sisters. People like that. Oh, okay. You know, he actually has a heart, right? So same thing with certifications, honors, but all these are always going to be there. LinkedIn will always be trying to get more of that in place for you. So let's skip down now to the rest of the profile. And I want you to follow the order that I have this in. I think it's very important. You can see first by default, LinkedIn is going to have your posts here. And if you have never written a post on LinkedIn, don't worry. We're going to get to that in another training module, okay? Because this is one of the best ways to land new clients on LinkedIn is with content, with blog posts. So those are going to show up very prominently. And as of right now, as of this moment, it shows your 3 most recent posts. So again, if you have good headlines, if you have good content, that's a great way to catch people right away, to demonstrate and build your credibility, your authority, to attract people with content. So that's going to show up very prominently right away on your profile. Next is the summary area, and we are going to spend a lot of time on this. So I'm going to stop this video now because we got to dive deep into your summary. So go ahead, get ready for the next video, make any tweaks and changes you need that you learned in this video to your settings, etc., etc. And I will see you in a moment on the next training.